Time now for your Thursday morning markets. Hello, Tom Piotrowski. How are we looking today?
Pete, we're going to kick off ever so slightly in negative territory this morning, although I suppose more encouraging is the fact that we're now about three quarters of a percent away from the record high that was put in place earlier in the year in February. So the factors that are just holding us back a little bit last night in the Northern Hemisphere, it was a mixed picture. The economic news that we saw out of the US in particular was underwhelming, if not discouraging, and that has just firmed the view that we'll see more rate cuts from the US Federal Reserve in the near term. A familiar refrain, if you like. So the S&P 500 only just managed to finish in positive territory by a small margin. The Dow Jones was down by 0.25%, slightly better for the technology benchmark. The Nasdaq, it was up by about 0.1%. But the private measure of jobs growth, which is put together by the ADP organisation. This is a company that processes paychecks, Pete. This was the weakest outcome in around 2 years where jobs growth were concerned with this series. So that's that was a bit of a dampener as well. But activity in the services sector also contracted over the course of the last month. So that, in addition to the Fed's Beige Book, which reports on conditions across the 12 Federal Reserve districts, that also painted a picture that was quite cautious because of the atmosphere around tariffs and trade. So the bottom line with that was that it sent long-term interest rates substantially lower. So you might recall that in recent weeks we've been talking about debt concerns, which has been doing the opposite. But last night you had a 10-year government bond down by about 11 basis points. So that's quite a lot at 4.35. So previously we've seen the 10-year bond yield north of 4.6%. So that's a big fall over the course of the last couple of weeks, which is sustaining for technology stocks in particular. Today, as I said, record highs kind of on our minds. It's just a question of whether or not there'll be enough horsepower to push us towards that direction.
Tom, thank you.